Hey, welcome back to the farm. Today I'm going to talk about 5 homesteading trends that have disappeared or that are disappearing. First, I need you to smash that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and we appreciate it. And let's start off with number one. All right. The first trend I'm going to talk about is I believe it has already died. It's not just dying, it's already dead. It's in the coffin. But remember the old forums on the internet? It's before we had Google, before we had YouTube and all that stuff. Or at least when we first started, I would go and get the internet, do the old dial up, and I'd go to a forum. Like there was a homesteading forum, there was the cattle forum I was on, the gardening forum, and stuff like that. And, if I had a problem or a question, you write your question in there, and then hopefully 2 or 3 days later, you get an answer. And so that's gone now because now you got YouTube. It's instant. I mean, you got a problem, you can go to YouTube, look it up, Google it, and all kinds of search engines, and it's a lot easier. So that's the first thing that's dead or dying. I say it's dead. It's the old forums. Number two is isolation. What I mean by that, used to, back when I first started, there was no community, there was no support or anything. Now you got Homesteaders of America conference. I think it's in October in Virginia. It's sold out. I mean, there's big time YouTubers that are this farming and homesteading and gardening. I mean, millions and millions of people watch that. So you've got a lot more communities to go to. Back when I first started, there was no hardly any resources. You had Mother Earth News, and it kind of when we first started, it kind of was useless. It's a lot better now though, but you didn't have very few magazines, or you had no resources to really go to. So that's one thing that's died is the isolation. Now I think it's a whole lot better that we can all feed off each other and learn from each other and stuff like that. So that's the second thing. The third thing is that's dying, trend that's dying is we're not weird anymore. It used to be, if you want to raise your own food or live off the grid or whatever, you kind of considered, strange, weird. Why do you want to do that? I remember when I first moved out here and I said I wanted to grow my own food and raise my own stuff and everything. And everybody said, why don't you just go to the grocery store? I mean, all you're going to do is work yourself to death. But now you kind of consider it cool because you can do all that stuff. But I mean, it's really changed a whole lot, especially in the last 20 years, especially in the last 5 years. I mean, now everybody wants to do it and everybody's doing it. And I think it's great. So that's my number three. You're not considered weird anymore. You're cool. So move on to number four. Number four is I think it's kind of controversial maybe, but I mean I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, but the government's going to start meddling in our stuff. I think like I read the other day where they want you to register your garden as kind of the people's garden. What's that about? And it's none of their business what we do or what we do. They used to leave you alone. Just if you ain't bothering nobody, they don't bother you. But now I'm not so sure now. So I mean, it's something we need to watch out for, and keep our nose to the ground. I don't know, might be nothing. I don't know, but you know how things change, and something to watch out for. So I'm gonna say the trend that's dying is the government leaving you alone. I think they're gonna start meddling in our business. And that brings me to number five, which kind of goes along with it, is cash. I think the government wants to do away with cash. So I think that's kind of a dying trend anyway. Like now I get my paycheck, I don't even see it. I mean, it goes into the bank. I don't even carry cash with me anymore. But when we do business at the farmers market, at craft shows, it's all cash, and I think they're coming after us for that. I think that's the trend that's going to be dying is your cash. We might go back to bartering or something like that, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm kind of worried about it. You hear in the news and they're going to hire a bunch of IRS agents. I mean, why are they doing that? I think they're going after people that deal in cash. So we need to kind of watch that. So that might be a trend that's dying is cash. And I got another one that I know I said five, but I always do this. I've got an extra one that's kind of a bonus thing that I think is going on is pasture. And what I mean by, we just don't take our animals and throw them out in the pasture anymore and just let them go. Now we're rotational. We're in permaculture, rotational grazing. That's what we do now. No, hardly anybody in the, in the small homesteading farming thing just puts their cows out in pasture and let them go for months, and then move them to another one like we used to do. We move them every month or something. Move them when the grass got down to nothing, then you move them over to another pasture. So I think I don't know what it was called, maybe conventional farming. It's on the way down, a trend that's down. I guess that's what you would call it, because everybody's going to permaculture, rotational grazing type, and I actually think that's a great thing. I'm sold on it. So that's our bonus one, not number 6. Our bonus trend. So all these are just my opinion and kind of what I've watched, and I've thought about this for 3 or 4 weeks. So if you don't agree with it, you can leave a comment down below, or you can send me an email. I'll put my email in the link. But remember, give us a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe. We're at 91, so we're doing pretty good. We're getting there. And remember, support your local farmer, and we'll see you here on the farm in the next video.